So what are some of the ways that you've tried to hold clients accountable, especially in a remote setting?
So I think one of the things I do a lot is I will reflect back what they've said to me, like in terms of their goals. Like I'll give you an example. I had a client. She's a power lifter. She said my main goal is to get stronger and break this, American record for squat at this weight class. And we had been working towards that, been all this stuff, and she's great. She does her stuff, all that kind of thing. But she's a pathologist in New York City. She's actually quite good at her job. So she works a lot. She also travels a lot for her job, and she likes to travel a lot for her personal. And her weight tends to spike when she travels. And one of the things she said was, well, I really don't want to take a food scale with me. And I said, hey, listen, you've told me your goal is to break a record in this weight class. I understand that taking the food scale is restrictive, but something has to give here, right? Because either we're going to have to crash diet you when you get back because you've added weight, or you just simply don't travel as much. Or if you're going to travel, the compromise you're going to have to make is taking the food scale with you and, just being a little bit more diligent, because, if you want to lift at a weight class up, that solves all these problems. If you want to not travel, that solves the problem. But if you want to travel and you want to stay at this weight class, you're going to have to take that food scale with you because you have said to me, this is your goal, right? And then shortly thereafter, she actually said, well, I'm thinking about dropping down another weight class, which was another 3 kilos. And she's already 3 kilos above the current weight class that we're trying to keep her in. And it's tough for her to stay in that. And I'm like, listen, if you decide this is what you want to do, that's fine. But you have said to me, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. And so now you're changing that. And you have to understand, this is like course correcting a large ship. Okay. It's not just, okay, we just pivot and we're done. It's something that, especially when strength and performance is involved, we have to do it right. And we have to do it systematically. We have to do it correctly over time, right? If you want to do this, here's going to be the outcome. Maybe you'll place a little bit better in that new weight class, but you are not going to be as strong. You're not going to hit the squat you wanted. And you're going to have to be way more restrictive. Like I would say your weeks of this meet if you want to do that. And so ultimately, I feel, because I had reflected back to her what her goals were, what she said, and then said, hey, if we do X, then something in here to make these puzzle pieces fit, we have to do something. I can't make all these fit at the same time. Something's got to give, right? And so even when it comes to nutrition and people who aren't being adherent, obviously I want to work with them on, okay, what barriers do you feel like are preventing you from being consistent? Okay, now let's examine those. Let's work together on a game plan of how we think we could get you more consistent. But if you're not being consistent, at the end of the day, you have told me that this is your goal. And right now, your actions aren't aligning with the goal. And I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm not saying you're lazy or anything like that. You're stressed. You're tired. I totally get it. All valid. But if you want to get to this goal, this is what it's going to require. And if we can't consistently execute that, then we need to look at reframing our goal or adjusting our expectations, because right now, based on the actions, we're not going to get to that goal.